I'm Jaidyn and I'm from WIZZ.
I'm Lachlan and I play drums in WIZZ.
My name's Tom, I play drums in WIZZ.
I'm Jack, I play guitar in WIZZ.
Well, I guess I met Pickers back in uni through a friend of a friend, and we sort of all came together to have a jam.
And I come from Warwick. Late high school, I was getting into like violent Soho and stuff. But no one in Warwick, apart from one other dude, knew anything about those bands. And so I would always be in my bedroom like playing those songs. And then we were rehearsing or just playing with Jaidyn, and I was like, he knew all the same songs and he knew how to play them on guitar as well. That's really how our sort of musical journey started together.
And I sort of knew Tom somehow from his old band.
We All Drive, and it was back in 2020 during COVID times, and it was for a house party for like a year 12 after party. And I got the message from Jaidyn or Jack while I was at the zoo at the time, just jumped on board. That's probably the earliest memory that I have.
Like, I just thought he was like such a sick drummer. And then Tom's like just like a nice bloke anyway, and he's always down to chat. I must have just met him through that.
I had the boys come over and play just some live music. I think Jack and Jaidyn wanted to bring up my kit. So we had 2 kits and we had a little bit of a jam. The boys decided to have me around for a rehearsal and we did that. And I'm like, all right, let's give this a few more cracks, and I don't know, I guess I'm just still here.
The jam is like, it just worked straight away. So I was like,
We should just do this from now on because it's cool.
well, playing with Tom, I think he just sort of gets it. We sort of feed off each other a bit. So like if I'm going skits and he's probably going to go skits, and the more skits he goes, I sort of feed off that as well.
Tommy's got a cannon of a leg. Like trying to keep up with him has definitely pushed me a lot.
And Lockie's kind of like the same thing, I think. Like, I think he just brings like sort of like a natural, enthusiastic energy to like everything. Like he's just like, all right, we're gonna do this. He's like, all right, let's go. And
He's a workhorse, mate. He's really good. I'm so proud of him, to be honest. Like, he's such a talented and amazing drummer, and like he's picked up things so quick, and it's just like, I think he's really good and has such a talent, honestly.
Pickers is like, well, I guess we sort of know each other the longest out of the band, and 7 years? Oh my God, 7 years now. Like you just sort of like, I don't know, just learn to like play with each other, and like jamming with him is like real, like natural, I suppose. And something I actually admire is like he's got like just a never die attitude.
Yeah, well, I think he mentioned that we'd known each other for 7 years, which is crazy because we got off on the right foot, like right from the start. Playing with Jaidyn is like unlike anyone else really.
I love working with Jaidyn in the band because I feel like he's a very honest and patient guy. He's like very understanding, and he always brings something new to the table, which I really like.
I'd say Jack's like the backbone of like WIZZ's sound and what Annoying Neighbours sound was as well. Just really making sure everything's perfect and clear, and if it needs fuzz, it's got fuzz and stuff like that.
I think now as we've like matured as people and I guess musicians, sort of like the songwriting is kind of, it's a bit more fluid and it kind of goes in different directions and stuff all the time.
Moving forward to now and going into this project WIZZ, like I know the songwriting process is very different. Jaidyn still has like majority of the ideas, but they're not as fleshed out from the start. He can come to us with a bit more of a bare bones idea, or like even just a simple idea, like this is this little riff I'm working on, and then we all just jam on it, collaborate, and it turns into something. It can kind of take on a whole new life.
I feel like the songwriting process has changed a lot for me as we now have 2 drummers in the band. I feel like it's more like I have to figure out the structure of like what I want to play in each part, so Lachie and I can work together to build off that sort of foundation. I feel like beforehand it was kind of like, this is sick, I can just kind of play and do whatever I want, but now it's like structure is coming in, and I also think it's a really good thing because it feels like taking a lot of time to actually knuckle down on what I think is right for the track as well, especially with fills and chops and everything. We all work together collectively and it's like, it's all nice. So I'd say the one thing would be like patience, and change is good.
And from like a personal level, even like having recording this new album out and doing like majority of the guitars and like the bass and the synth ourselves, we've got a much better idea now of, we've kind of found that sound that we're trying to go for.
Well, Pickers and I were thinking about changing the band name for like probably over a year or something now.
Some of the names I think we were going with that I can remember was like Gremlin something,
Goblin Goo,
Flying Sun Disc,
Submarine Death Beam,
Vinegar Worms.
Hoobastank.
Kind of like Zap It first was because it's short, sharp, to the point, and I feel like WIZZ really encompasses that. We ended up just going with that one inevitably.
The name WIZZ came from a little side project that Jack and I were working on.
And even when they first told me about that, I was like, oh, that's a sick name.
It was something we all agreed on, and so we were like, let's just keep rolling with that.
A lot of energy from this new project I feel like is coming along as well, which is really exciting. It's just like bloody awesome.
We're all really tight, close mates. And I think we're ready to take that next step as musicians. And I think rebranding to WIZZ will allow us to do that. It's kind of like a fresh start.
So yeah, the sound I think is super garage. We're trying to make it, add in like the psychedelic elements as well, because we love that stuff.
Loud and fun and silly.
Fast, ripping, I think is like a term Jaidyn and I always kind of use to describe the band.
I think it's going to be a lot of things in the future. Now we're just sort of ripping in.
I'm really excited for Tom and I to get experimental and like utilise having 2 kids.
Creating music together with people, it's always fantastic. Creating art, you know, I love it.
We're still the same band, but we're just sort of having a fresh crack at it again. Band name change and stuff. And we've always been very appreciative for everyone that's supported the band and stuff. And we really hope that you enjoy our future projects. I think they're kind of some of the best stuff we've done so far.